Reports are stating that Spurs head coach Antonio Conte has approved a one-year extension for club captain Hugo Lloris and is now in talks with the club over a new deal. Spurs are being linked to a Nottingham Forest forward for £20 million. Reports are also stating that Wolves would consider a £20 million offer for Adama Traore. Reports are also stating that former Tottenham Hotspur head coach Jose Mourinho wants Tanguy Ndombele at Roma, and Antonio Conte is waiting for another meeting with the Spurs board all about the January transfer window. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. It is day 2 of the January transfer window. In today's video, I'll be going through all of the Tottenham transfer news, all of the rumours and all of the reports. Lots to go through. If you don't subscribe to the channel as yet, please do hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell where YouTube will notify you every single time I upload a new video. Just before I get into today's video, make sure that you download the OneFootball app for all of the live football scores, results and news, as well as getting all of the latest Spurs news on this channel. You can also see it all here. Download the OneFootball app to keep up to date with everything Tottenham Hotspur, club news, transfer news, match information, videos, tables and results from all around the world. Don't miss out, and please do let me know what you think of this app. Let's start today's video with some good news about our captain and our goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris. Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano tweeted earlier about our goalkeeper and said Tottenham are now in talks with Hugo Lloris and confident to extend his contract until June 2023. One more season approved by Tottenham Hotspur head coach Antonio Conte. Conte said in the last couple of days he is top level. I'm sure in a short time the club will find a solution with Lloris because he loves Tottenham. Now, my thoughts on this, absolutely fantastic news. I'm hoping that we do get the news officially from Tottenham Hotspur in the next couple of days that Hugo Lloris has signed an extension to his contract because, of course, he is out of contract at Spurs at the end of this season. So hopefully this official news will arrive soon. Brilliant news, though, for all of us Tottenham Hotspur fans because every single goalkeeper that we have been linked with in the last couple of months, they are nowhere near the quality of our leader and our captain, Hugo Lloris. It would be great to see him stay. And I've said so many times on this channel, I want to see him lift a trophy at Spurs. And under Antonio Conte, that might now just be possible. A report has been published by Nottingham Forest News and they are stating that Tottenham have been linked with a move for Nottingham Forest forward Brennan Johnson. Spurs are in the mix with Arsenal, Brentford, Newcastle and Everton to sign the £20 million rated Red Star. That doesn't bode well for Nottingham Forest as they might have to be prepared to accept the very best deal that they can. In Tottenham's case, they may have a couple of players who could be of interest to Forest. Recently, the Reds have been linked with a loan deal for under-23 star Dylan Markanday. Also in this report, it says in the last 12 months, Nottingham Forest have been keeping an eye on Jack Clarke, with the winger allowed to leave Spurs in January. And as a result, the Reds might be in a position to demand both players as any part of a deal for Johnson. The 20-year-old has been in fine form for the Championship side, scoring 5 goals and registering 4 assists. So what do we know about Brennan Johnson? Well, he plays for Nottingham Forest currently, only 20 years old. He has made 27 appearances for Nottingham Forest, scoring 5 times. He has also spent time on loan at Lincoln City, 40 appearances, 10 goals. He also has 7 international caps for Wales to his name. Now, my thoughts on this, I would be extremely surprised if Tottenham Hotspur do not sign a striker in this January transfer window. We've got 29 days to do it. Fabio Paratici, Steve Hitchen, Daniel Levy and Antonio Conte, between the 4 of them, this has to happen. 100% has to happen in this January transfer window. If we want any chance of getting in the top 4 winning a trophy perhaps at the end of this season, we have to have reinforcements. We have to have signings in this window. Yes, it's going to be very hard, but even if it was a temporary fix, even if it was a loan deal, even if it was a player, that we bring in from January until the end of the season, just to help Antonio Conte, to help the likes of Harry Kane, so he doesn't have to play in every single game, in every single competition. This has to happen. With that said, I feel that if we are going to go for a player, and it's funny because Fabrizio Romano, when he was on the channel a couple of days ago, he said it depends on the strategy from Spurs, whether we want to go out and sign a player permanently in this window, or indeed wait until the summer, or go out and get a loan player from January just until the end of the season, just to get this season done and dusted, get what we want, get Champions League football, perhaps put a trophy in the cabinet. But I don't feel that in this January transfer window, it would be right to go out and sign a 20-year-old striker from the Championship. I believe that Antonio Conte will want someone with experience. He will want someone that he knows that can get the job done. And, when you think about it, the 2 months that he has been in charge of Spurs so far, he has used people that he trusts. It is all about him trusting players on the pitch, knowing that they can get the job done. And it would be very unfair, to put all of that pressure on a 20-year-old striker who hasn't really had that much experience. So I'm expecting us to sign an experienced striker, perhaps on loan until the end of this season. A report has just been published by the Daily Telegraph, and they are stating that Tottenham and West Ham United are weighing up moves for Adama Traore. An offer of around £20 million would be enough for Wolves to sanction the sale. Now, my thoughts on this: in the summer transfer window, of course, we were linked to Adama Traore, and lots of reports out stating that Wolves wanted £40 to £50 million. Spurs didn't want to pay this. Fabrizio Romano confirmed to me the other day that Fabio Paratici and Antonio Conte are huge admirers of Adama Traore, and there has been lots of rumours out in the last couple of days that Antonio Conte could possibly convert Adama Traore into a right wing-back. So interesting times ahead, especially as the reports are now suggesting that we could get him for £20 million. That is half the price of what we could have got him for in the summer. But the only thing that I worry about is his end product. I love him as a player. Jan Vertonghen a couple of seasons ago come out and said that he is the most difficult player he has ever played against. But if he is going to be converted into a right wing back, then we know he can cross the ball, we know he can beat a player, and we know that he can deliver a lot of great crosses into the box. Reports have been published in Italy, and they are stating that Roma boss Jose Mourinho is plotting a move for Tottenham midfielder Tanguy Ndombele. Mourinho worked alongside the 25-year-old during his stint in North London and now hopes to bring him to Italy. Now, my thoughts on this very quickly. On Ndombele and players like Lo Celso, I think have been such a disappointment. When you think of Lo Celso and Ndombele, nearly £100 million between those two players, and we have had very, very little delivery from both of them. I feel that both of these players do need to move on, either in this window or at the end of the season, because I don't think that these are players that Antonio Conte can trust. I don't think these are players that are going to perform for Antonio Conte and give Antonio Conte what he demands. I think it's going to be best for both players, particularly on Ndombele, to move on and have a fresh challenge elsewhere. Reports have been published in Scotland by the National and the Daily Record, and they are both stating that Celtic have now opened talks with Tottenham over a permanent move for Cameron Carter-Vickers. The American defender has been an important player for Celtic since joining them on loan in the summer. The reports state that the Parkhead club have started discussions with Spurs regarding a permanent deal for Cameron Carter-Vickers. Celtic have an option to buy the 24-year-old at the end of his loan agreement next summer. And a report from the Daily Record states that the talks are underway over a quick-fire deal for the centre-half. It is said that a fee of around £6 million will be required to get Cameron Carter-Vickers. Now, my thoughts on this: I'm surprised that this deal hasn't been done as yet. £6 million. Celtic regard him as a very important player for them. He has already won a trophy with them only a couple of weeks ago. So £6 million would be good business for Spurs, because let's face it, I don't think we will ever see him again in a Spurs shirt, particularly under the management of Antonio Conte. A report has been published by the Metro newspaper, and they are stating that Tottenham Hotspur head coach Antonio Conte has urged Tottenham supporters to be patient for success, as he believes it will likely take more than the January transfer window to transform the club into genuine top four contenders. Speaking after Tottenham's win at Vicarage Road against Watford, beating them 1-0, the Italian boss refused to be drawn on transfer targets, but confirmed he had planned to hold talks with the club regarding possible additions. He said, "I asked for time to the club to make my right evaluation because we had a meeting 1 month later when I was in charge. It was not the right time. I was not in a position to give information or take a right evaluation after only 1 month. I asked to have another meeting to be sure 100% and to make my evaluation about the whole situation, and now I'm ready for this reason and waiting for the meeting with the club to speak about this. The meeting can tell you everything, but can also tell nothing." Antonio Conte then went on to say, "I think it's better for me and the club to speak together, and then we'll have the situation more clear than now. To speak about a player that can come or go now, it's not right, it's not honest." Now, my thoughts on this, I'm sure the likes of Fabio Paratici, Steve Hitchin and Daniel Levy know exactly what Antonio Conte is requiring in this January transfer window. I don't have any doubts about that whatsoever. Probably needs another meeting just to underline it and say, you know, who are the main targets, who are the club targeting, who have we been scouting, and who, most importantly, is going to do a job from now until the end of the season and perhaps beyond that. But you know, for me personally, I think that Antonio Conte has got to be looking at another centre-back. He's got to be looking at a creative midfielder. And he's got to be looking at another striker, 100%. But I think the way that Antonio Conte has actually come in and he has given players a couple of months to prove themselves. He has given the players a real opportunity in a number of games. You know, to produce the goods. If you haven't produced the goods, it now looks like, you know, some of these players will be heading out the door. But he's come in, fresh start for every single player. You know, show me what you've got. Some players have clearly done that, and a lot of players clearly haven't. So it's going to be an interesting January transfer window. Of course, it's going to be an interesting summer as well. And as Antonio Conte has said, you know, we're not going to just become a great side overnight. And that's why I think that the guy has just worked absolute magic in these 2 months, because unbeaten in 8 Premier League games, the first ever manager to do that in our history, 5 wins and 3 draws, and he's opening 8 games. It's just an incredible record.
Thanks, Chris, and hello to everybody watching. I'm Bill from Football Prizes. I'm just here to tell you about the weekly Spurs prizes that we run on the site. Some of our previous Spurs prizes range from the likes of signed shirts and boots and mounts from players such as Harry Kane, Son Heung-min and Lucas, right through to club legends like Paul Gascoigne and Jurgen Klinsmann. You can watch the live draws on our Facebook page, and you can go on our site and see the previous Spurs winners, as well as what prizes we have to offer at www.footballprizes.co.uk.
Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know all of your thoughts and comments in the comment section below on everything I've spoken about in today's video. If you don't subscribe to this channel as yet, please do hit that subscribe button and also click the notification bell where you'll be notified by YouTube every single time I upload a new video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, stay safe and well. Come on, you Spurs.